Morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Thursday, the 9th day of January 2025. I hope you're safe and healthy today. I hope your family's safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders who every day are doing their best to save lives. Those also that pick up garbage to keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women out here trying to help, rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children that are the unfortunate victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are helping those that are victims of pornography and child pornography, prostitution, child prostitution, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, double curses on the profiteers, and double curses on those perverts that drive the demands for these heinous and evil industries. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. More than 600,000 men, women, children, families, veterans, senior citizens, homeless and on the streets in the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. Last night there was a basketball game at Madison Square Garden. The New York Knicks overwhelmed the Toronto Raptors, 112-98. The score was an indicative of what the dominance was. The Knicks at one point were up by 26. By the time Thibs let the rookies in, I think they were up by 20 or 22, and they ended up winning by 14. But the keys here is that the energy was back. The energy was back, and Gato was back, of course. It's abundantly clear how important Karl-Anthony Towns is to the New York Knicks. He is, even though Jalen Brunson has the ball in his hands, it is abundantly clear that Gato is the number one option. And the reason is not because I'm not just necessarily saying how much better offensively Gato is than Brunson, but teams are stacking up against Brunson from his previous successes. And so Brunson has been part, as I mentioned yesterday, part of his struggle has been trying to adjust his game to not be the number one option, to look for Gato, and to allow the game to come to him. Last night he did that. He only scored 13 points last night. But he had 7 assists. He had 6 rebounds. He only had 1 turnover. He was plus 20. And that was what we needed to win last night. But Gato was the MVP, I would say, of last night. 27 points, 13 boards, 4 on the offensive end, along with Josh Hart. Josh Hart, as I mentioned, is the bellwether for the Knicks' overall energy. He brought the energy. Every offensive rebound they needed. This has been the key during the losing streak. They have not been getting to the offensive boards. They've been giving teams more than 1 or 2 shots at the basket. You cannot do that in the NBA and win, and it's generally a function of energy. And so last night, he had 11 boards, that is Josh Hart, 6 offensive rebounds. That's straight energy. And he got him when we needed him. He was getting to loose balls. That is the key. Now, he scored 21, which is everybody's going to see the box score and say, oh, he had a great game. That's not the game. He did score 21. He did shoot and hit 2 3-pointers. But it was the energy and getting those rebounds. That was the key. And, of course, OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges were playing terrific defense. Mikal could not hit the broadside of a barn yesterday. He was 2 of 11 from 3. But defensively, him and OG were, as a lot of y'all call them, Wingstop. They were doing very well defensively. And so that, and then along with, as I mentioned many times, Thibs likes Shamet more than Payne. And I'm just saying, that's what it is. And I knew that eventually Shamet would supplant Payne's minutes. And last night, Shamet off the bench, your 3-man rotation was Precious, Cameron Payne, and Landry Shamet. Landry Shamet gets 21 minutes, Cameron Payne gets 11, and Precious Chua gets 15. You're going to see more of that depending on the need. You're going to see Deuce get his normal 25 minutes, and you'll probably see Payne get less minutes, and you're going to see Shamet get less than 21. He won't get 21 every game, but he's going to be up there. You know, he probably in that order. You're going to see Deuce, Precious, Shamet, then Payne. That's what you're going to see going forward, and it's effective because Shamet does everything you want him to do and more. We know he could shoot the ball. He hasn't even gotten to the point where he's really shooting yet. He hasn't gotten there yet, but he plays defense. He moves the basketball. He plays with a high IQ. He gets loose balls. He does all of that. Even I knew the boy could shoot coming out of college when he was in Phoenix, when he was in Philly, when he was in Clipperland. I knew he could shoot. I didn't know he was this good defensively, though. He is very good defensively. He's Tom Thibodeau good defensively. So that really is driving his getting more minutes. Again, Thibs is a defensive coach. So if you can play high-level defense, you're going to play. And that's why I've been telling y'all, none of these rookies are going to play. They're not ready to play Tom Thibodeau level defense, period. But, some of y'all don't want to listen. You just want to go ahead and tell me, this is what he should do because you think you better coaches than him and y'all ain't coached your way out of a paper bag nowhere. So anyway, Shamit's going to get the minutes, and that's why. So that is the game yesterday. So now, Deuce did not play. I am 95% sure Deuce is going to be ready for Friday night. Yesterday, I was a little concerned with Gato because in the beginning, he was limping a lot. But I realized, if you ever had knee problems, and I have, that sometimes you just need to get warmed up properly and and he started moving a lot better and less wincing. He was doing a lot of wincing, a lot of limping at the beginning of the game. But then he started moving a lot better, a lot less wincing as the knee got warmed up. And I guess that tendonitis, which I have suffered before too, many of you probably have, you got to get warmed up. And he did. So that was good. Again, the Knicks dominated the boards. Again, they had 15 offensive rebounds to Toronto's 8. That's the ball game right there. That's the ball game. They only had the Knicks, that is 24 assists, which is low for us. But they also only had 12 turnovers. So we'll be all right. We'll be all right. Going into Friday against Oklahoma City, many people start tripping because this is the thing. They lost last week to Oklahoma City, but what people don't remember is they were beating Oklahoma City until 3.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Okay? They can play with OKC. Now you get Deuce back. You're going to have Precious. You're going to get Shamit. You're going to get the whole crew on Friday. So we move on now, Oklahoma City. And we now have Deuce should be back for Oklahoma City. We should have Precious. We should have our full bench. We should have our full starters. And so at this point, we're as healthy as we can be without Mitchell Robinson right now. What I was thinking about last night, though, there was a point in which Cat got his got his third foul, right? So he gets his third personal foul, and he comes to the sideline, and they bring in Precious Achiuwa. And at that moment, I realized, man, what is this going to look like when Gato gets his third foul, and they bring in Mitchell Robinson? Ooh. Because, and again, I'm not trying to down Precious. He did a tremendous job yesterday. His stats don't really show his impact. He had 6 points, 4 boards in 15 minutes, but the defense and the way he's now getting more aggressive attacking the basket with the ball off the dribble, Precious is becoming what I thought he would be, and he's still going to get better. He's got a lot of upside. But in this particular instance, you will probably have Precious at the 4. And you're going to have Mitchell Robinson coming in behind Gato. And the thing is that it changes the entire complexion of what the defense looks like. It changes the offense too, because Mitchell Robinson is more of a pick and roll guy. Mitchell Robinson is a more attack the rim guy and offensive rebounder. It changes. He's not a 3-point shooter, obviously, like Gato, so he's not going to draw the defense like that. But it's a different set of problems he will present for the defense. It's very difficult to game plan for such a sudden change in how things look. So the opponent has to game plan for Gato. They got a game plan for him. They got a game plan for Brunson. But when Gato goes out and you get Mitchell Robinson in the game, and then he's going to be playing a lot against second units, it's going to be something else, man. It's going to be something else. So I caught that vision when I saw Precious come in. I said, wait a minute, in just a few weeks, this is going to be Mitchell Robinson coming in for Gato. He's going to be the one playing, 15 to 20 minutes. Yeah, we got something coming. So all of the wine is out there, please. I ain't got no cheese for you. We're going to be good, okay? So this Friday, though, we're going to have as healthy a team as we can without Mitchell Robinson. And I want to see how we do against OKC there. I'm pretty sure the Knicks are always coming as prepared as they can. The question always is with our team this year is the number one question is the energy level based on who's available. So we're going to have 9 guys available, as far as I know right now. And is the energy level going to be high? If it is, we're going to see what we could do there. See, I really, even with the 3 losses, like I said, it's an ebb and flow to the season. It's an 82-game grind. That's just how it go. But in the 7-game series, I haven't seen a team yet that the Knicks can't play with. Okay, in the 7-game series where you get the same team 7 times and you're going back and forth each other's home floor and you get the game plan, you get to make adjustments and counter adjustments. I ain't seen no team yet we can't play with. Nobody. Cleveland, Boston, OKC, nobody. They could play with anybody. And that's the key thing of what we have here. I can't remember. Maybe it was last year. Last year, last year. Once we got, see, this is the thing. The Knicks were in rebuild all the way until last year, December. When R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley were traded, rebuild was over. It was at that point, win now. And then you went to a new step in trading Julius Randle for El Gato Grande, otherwise known as Karl Anthony Towns. When you went there, now you'll win now. And then now they have to gel as a team, which many people ain't patient enough to wait for them to do. But those of us that understand basketball, we know that they need time to gel as a team. And so this is what's going on at this point, working through the injuries that every team has to go through, gelling as a team, and going through the grind of 82 games. So once they're doing that, and now we're in win now mode, okay, the Knicks, there's going to be hell to pay. Okay, so we're in good shape going forward at this point. For all of that I just named, we're in good shape. So Friday, we're going to see how this go. We're going to see how this go because I won't see the game live, but I'm going to definitely watch the replay, win, lose, or draw, and we're going to see how this works out. But I want to see in the 7-game series, this is the first time that I can recall in the last year and a half, really. Now last year, that there's no team in the NBA that I fear. There's no team I'm worried about going against. There's no team that we got to jockey our position in the playoffs to avoid. Nobody. Okay? If we play Boston in the first round, that's their problem. If we play Cleveland in the first round, that's their problem, especially if we got a healthy Mitchell Robinson. They got a big problem. But right now, the way it looks right now, it's Cleveland, Boston, New York, and Orlando. Cleveland would play Orlando, New York would play Boston. Too bad for Boston. Okay? And if the Knicks take the 2nd seed, it would be 1st seed and 4th, 2nd and 3rd, and we go like that. Okay, and if we're the 2nd seed, they're the home court. 1st seed, they're the home court. Okay, and the only reason the 2nd seed would lose that home court is if the 1st seed continues to win and they end up in the Eastern Conference Finals together. Then the 1st seed has the home court. But I ain't worried about it at all. We good. Okay, if we lose 3 in a row, people start tripping. But if you're looking at the big picture, we good. We really are. So looking forward to see the results of this Friday. Like I said, I'm about 95% sure we're going to see Deuce McBride on Friday. That's a big loss we had from the last time. And like I said, they were playing with these kids all the way into the 4th quarter, 3.5 minutes left, and they just didn't execute down the stretch. Part of it was fatigue, okay? Part of it missing guys like Deuce. But we'll see what happens this Friday. Right now, the Knicks just snapped a 3-game losing streak. Let's get this done. We're in the 2nd game of a 5-game homestand. Let's do what we got to do. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Y'all enjoy your Thursday. Be safe out there. Sure.